Hello, welcome back to another live stream. So in today's video we're going to be going over dollar, pound, euro, potentially going to go over stocks and yeah, they're the main ones. We'll probably look into a bit of bonds as well, but those are the main ones. So we'll start off with um, bonds. So at the moment with bonds, you can see bonds has soared quite high after reaching this area, this inverted fair value gap. We reached it, and we can start to see boom movement higher. So let's okay, so this is a monthly one, so let's start it off at the start of the month. To May. Okay, so it started off going higher. We believe dollar, pound, euro, well, dollar's gonna go up into the range. You can see here pounds took that high and then decided to come back lower, so we need to see, does it want to start heading lower? So it could potentially come up into a bit, and then look to fall into this fair value gap, and then this is where we're going to see major moves to then finally take out this high, move up higher. So at this moment in time we're looking for shorts. It's finally broken structure. For pound it's done better than euro. Euro is a bit more stronger than pound at the moment. So you can see it opened a lot lower, so potentially seeing up, not fully close it, and then come back lower to then react from here. There's going to be NFP, no, not NFP, there's going to be CPI next week, and I believe there's going to be meeting minutes for FOMC. So with that being said, the CPI is going to happen on Thursday. So if it does decide to reach here, we believe Thursday will, reverse, or if it's taken its time to up here and it's starting to move lower, Thursday we'll see it take up into there or into the consequent encroachment of this wick. This is the order block that we're looking at for it to reverse off from. So let's look at bond on a higher time frame. So on the monthly, we can see it's went up, refused to go below here. Why? Create a balanced price range, and so shot past here, rejected off of this, and we're coming back lower. We're potentially going to see it come back lower into here, which would be pretty much where the high of this candle would be as well. So if it does, we would want to see this month just come lower, tap into there, and then decide to take it higher. So what that would allow really is, so for this week, price come lower somewhere into here, and then look to continue going higher. If that's the case, right, we'll see dollar doing the opposite. We'll see pound and euro doing roughly the same. So we could potentially see it come back lower into there, into there, into there, and then for dollar potentially up into here. So we don't want to see a if it is going to go past up here, we want to see ideally wick, and we also don't want it to close past here. Reason being is because this is a balanced price range on a monthly, right? So on a monthly, if this is a balanced price range, we ideally don't want it to go close it until it has reached this level. So if it is going to go higher, we would want it to see it wick past this high, potentially come up around here, and then continue to go lower. With that being said, on the daily, we would want to see this used as an inverted fair value gap. So on the Monday, let's say, starts to move up higher. Tuesday, well, let's look at news first. Monday, Tuesday, I believe there is no news. So yeah, Monday there's no news. There is like FOMC at 10:30. But yeah, not too much for USD. So that's Monday. Tuesday there's not much. Wednesday there is FOMC meeting minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. Thursday there's the CPI 8:30, and April we've also got PPI at 8:30. So we've got Friday and Thursday being the main drivers, whereas Wednesday there is that FOMC meeting minutes chance, and then Tuesday, Monday not much activity. If that's the case, we'll potentially see like it range here. So yeah, I'll potentially try to. It would need to finish off. So it finished off this cell model, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Now it's accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. So we need to see it distribute above here, and then we'll look to see what it does. If that's happening, then if it's accumulating here, so let's say on the Monday comes up, Tuesday comes back lower to accumulate, Wednesday slightly pulling up higher for that FOMC to then take it up a little bit. Then Thursday we'll see if it hasn't taken it yet, or potentially take it and then look to continue lower. And then Friday would want it, if it has taken this, Friday would ideally want it to reverse back, ready for another bearish move below here. So with that being said, what might we see in pound dollar? So at this moment in time, you can see how equal lows hasn't been taken yet, equal lows has been taken. This is a really good sign that it would want to reach into a lower area. For example, here. Reason being is because compared to these, out of these two, pound is a weaker one. Reason being, took that and now it can dive bomb lower to get all the people who bought after that breakout or sold where that was, and then they got taken out. They're going to buy it back. Buying it back to who? Smart money selling. So yeah, it's going to take it down a bit further at this moment in time. If we are going to see any movement higher, it will be ideal to see it up to their tops. If that's the case, on the dollar, on the daily, we need to see how far it can go lower. So if it did gap like this for dollar up into here, let's say, would ideally want it to go lower, potentially close it, but wick, make sure it's staying up here for the day, so it can come lower, come back up, so that Monday is a bullish move. So if we're seeing Monday as being bullish, Tuesday as being like a bearish slash sideways day, Wednesday to start to see it come up bullish again. So let's move this this. So this, you can see it ranged at the start, optimum trade entry in the grey area, and low. It reached a point where it's going to start reversing in the blue. Now if we move this back here, we ideally want to see it's potentially going to open up here somewhere. Then if it does decide to drop lower into here, it can do that. Once it has done that, we'll potentially start to see continued bullish price action. So if it's gonna create the low within this orange area, optimum trade entry in this green area, and then let's say it's taken this by Tuesday, it's gonna start to come lower, and then Wednesday at around that 2 mark, it'll potentially come back into the liquidity void to then take it higher. If it just does take it to create that equal high, same as where it created the high in this area, we'll potentially see it come a tiny bit lower for Thursday to then start taking it up. If it does hit consequent encroachment, ideally would want it to start reversing for then Friday to look for a bearish move. That's in dollar, so everything what I just said opposite in pound dollar. So now let's look at, so you for selling, right, would ideally want to look at pound dollar because it is more, it's weaker than this one here. This was our ideal sell after it refused to take that, but once it had, it was good. And now we're reaching here. Ideally want to see this being hit, but yeah, that's our ideal scenario for the week, bearish for pound dollar. Once it has reached there, we would want it to start moving up relatively quickly. It would create an immediate rebalance. Not only that, both of these here, because that's a gap here, not really a gap, that's the order block. On the monthly immediate rebalance, it would want to start moving higher from there. So that's where we're looking to, you know, optimize on that bullish move for the rest of the year. So we want to get that good entry, start scaling in until it reaches here, but waiting on it to reach here right now. Now with dollar, opposite. So once it reaches here, ideally want to start selling, and yeah, we're reaching for that. You can see how this, well, let's just go on to ES real quick, all of them, 1 week. So for the past 2 months, well, this is April and March. In these, April has literally just been the first week, but regardless, it's it's fallen dramatically all the way to here. Reason why I believe that it's potentially going to start looking to reverse is because everyone and their nan is starting to say that, oh, it's falling, it's time to sell. Yeah, I don't know about that. When someone who's not really invested in the stock market's suggesting to do something in the market. That's how you know retail has been engineered to think that way. But yeah, for 3 months, April's just started. It's took it completely in the opposite direction. Um, at this moment in time, that's the trend line set. What we'd want to see is it look to reverse and start to respect this level on the 3 month. So this April, we need to start seeing it move up higher. If it does, that's great. If it doesn't, it's a bit peak. But yeah, so from here, like respecting this month, ideally, we can see it go down to here, but we would want it to start respecting it, like this level, fast. So let's look at this as well. So here, potentially going to take this low out, and then wick lower, and then look to start coming back up. YM already done so. So with YM, we'll potentially look to come lower into this area and then start to seek higher. So we would want to ideally see a little bit of bearish movement and then start to look higher. If it does break here, then we would look to pass these lows and pass this. If it breaks, past here, we're potentially going to look like pretty low. At this moment in time, we're still looking short, but it's an area where it could start potentially reversing from, purely because everyone's going to be thinking sell, sell, sell. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people who've invested in like stock ISAs are probably taking out their cash because it's dropped so much. So there's also that. So we're in an area of, all right, it's potentially going to take these two lows. That's just too good to not take up. ES, it's already done that, so potentially going to go down to there. This is playing the six sister, so this is the ideal one that you would want to short. And then okay, so that's the futures. Futures has already taken that out, so it would potentially go down to there. ES into there. YM into there. And then we'll see, does it want to start respecting it and go up higher a lot. So on the weekly, you can see into there, potentially go lower, and then if it does go lower and then go up higher, it would create like a fair value gap, which can then be go up, continue lower, or start to come up higher, for then it's created a balanced price range and then looking to continue higher. So this move right here is just to fake out so many people who've been buying. Like that's literally just taken out all the buyers who started in 2024. It's taken them out, taken every single person out of that. Everyone's fearful of this market right now. Everyone's fearful of this. Everyone's fearful of this. It's the game, folks. But yeah, so that's ES, NQ, and YM, pound, euro, and dollar. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like if you want more of this stuff. Subscribe, turn on your notifications, and yeah, thank you for watching. Peace out.